Henry Kelly, if you'll please come forward. How fortunate we are as a community that Tom and Annie Ruth Kelly chose to live in Albemarle and raise their family many years ago. I've thought and wondered over the years what Albemarle and Stanley County would be like had they chosen to go somewhere else and we hadn't experienced the Kelly presence in our community. After graduating from Duke University with a BS in nursing, Annie Ruth chose to come back home to the community where she was born and to raise her family, and for Dr. Kelly to start his medical practice. As the parents of 5 children, 5 daughters and 1 son, the Kellys made a difference, a very positive and significant difference in our community, not to mention adding to the population of Albemarle. As one of the founding members of Stanley Community College, Annie Ruth has served on the Board of Trustees and was the first chairman of the board for 10 years. She's been on the board of the Chamber of Commerce, and for your young folks, the Combined Charities of Stanley County, which was the precursor of the organization we know today as United Way. She's been involved in the Stanley County Medical Auxiliary, the Hospital Steering Committee for Fundraising, and the National Endowment for the Humanities. In addition, she's served on the Stanley County and the North Carolina State Board of Social Services. All these things she did while she was being a wife and a mother and hosting foreign exchange students and everything else she had going on in her life at the time. Most recently, and certainly very important, this lady is known to many of us as the godmother of Market Station. When we heard that the depot was going to be demolished back in the mid-90s and Annie Ruth was on the ADDC board, she stepped up to the plate and took the reins and said, "This isn't going to happen." And she spearheaded the effort to raise the funds to relocate, save, and restore the historic Winston-Salem southbound depot and to construct the Farmers Market Pavilion. Without her vision and her perseverance and boundless energy, Market Station would not exist today. During the renovation and construction of the depot and the Farmers Market, she and Dr. Kelly were there every week, encouraging everyone and bringing food for the volunteers. Those were such fun times. In fact, we've sat at the table today and recalled some of the many fun times we had down there because we were all working toward a common goal and one that would ultimately benefit the community for many years to come. I'm honored to have known this great lady and to call her my friend. Albemarle and Stanley County are the winners because these wonderful people and this great lady chose to come our way. And President Jean, I'm going to call on you to come present Annie Ruth with the medallion and the items she's supposed to have.
Thank you, Vivian. I'll see you later.
Wow, how nice.
Oh, it's lovely.
Oh, thank you.
That is so thoughtful of all of
Have
you.
a few remarks that you
A
want
few,
to?
yes. Dr. Mack, I'm shrinking. You know, on the way over today, coming through the countryside, got to Locust, and you know the air smelled different. It was refreshing. Just, you know, we just took a time coming through Locust just to smell the air. And through those rolling, beautiful hills that this county is noted for. It was just a lovely time. And then to be here with all of you, and then the good food that the hospitals provide, life can't get any better than that. And you know, home is where the heart is. And this is home, no question about it. And thank you, Vicki, so much. But this was so thoughtful of all of you, and how do I say thank you for something that was so much enjoyment for me. But this does take me back to one day, Staten Williams. Do some of you remember Staten? He came by the house one day. He was a neighbor of ours. He unexpectedly stopped by the house and said, "Annie Ruth, you need to get involved in the town. We really could use someone who knows a lot of people, and there's a great deal that could be done around here. We could use some help." Well, Tom and I talked this over, And despite having, and by the way, Vicki, it was 6 children, not 5. But all the while, it was fun. And Tom and I talked it over. We just agreed that this was the thing for us to do. So I did get around, and with the experience of Frank Patterson in particular, I began to listen, look around, and take advantage of people like you who had the interest of Stanley County and Albemarle at heart. The great mayors of Albemarle, Roger Snyder and Whit Whitley, and Vicki Coggins of downtown development. All the while, it was fun, but it took a lot of time, and Tom Kelly ate a lot of hot dogs and baked beans while I ran around. In fact, my mother told me, you know, Annie Ruth, if you leave a pot of baked beans on the stove, you'll think you've been cooking all day. But this year, the community college is celebrating its 40 years of service in education to Stanley County. As I watched the 474, imagine that. The first graduating class was 12. The 474 were graduating with varying degrees and certificates. What an impression that made on my thoughts as I watched them come down the aisle. My thoughts and my memories went back to just a dream. At the time, the dream was for a technical school for students here, and a recession was underway at that particular time, and so the basic need was for technicians. However, the roots of the college began to spread, and they were strong and firm. And with maturing growth, and with the support that you all have given, it's now a leader in North Carolina. Dr. Mike Taylor, the current president, is retiring this summer. His challenges and his ideas brought changes as the fulfillment of advanced programming reached the eager students. He'll be missed, and the new president will have big shoes to fill, but will bring a new approach and new ideas to the campus. I am truly proud to have been a part of this for the people of Albemarle and Stanley County. However, without the full support of Tom and the children, I would have been a stay-at-home mom. The children helped all they could. They typed some fundraising letters for me, which explained the hopes and plans for the city and the county. Speaking of fundraising, Joe Godwin would stop by the house, and he and I would go out and about to farmers and to others as the Cannon Foundation to express to them the value of a real farmer's market with the whole community. Joe bought a stool for me. By the way, Joe, you still got that stool?